Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Through the Cowl. I'm Clinton,
And I'm Debbie.
and here we go again. How's your week been?
Oh, well, I
It's
did
only
not.
Thursday. It's only Thursday, so
I know, I know. But as we were discussing just before we went live, I've got tomorrow off, and so I have been a day ahead of myself, like each
yeah.
day this week, and so it's always like, oh no, why isn't it this day? So, and then yesterday, I don't know if you got caught in the thunderstorms.
I luckily missed it.
Yeah, same. But I, as a grown up, right, I hate the fact that I try to be all right with it, but my body's just like, oh my God, you should be really anxious about this. And so knowing that it was like potentially coming, I had
Yeah.
blackout blinds down, the telly on, my headphones were so loud, I don't know how I even dropped off at one point.
Oh,
Um,
I love thunderstorms. I could sleep through them.
I wish I loved them. I want to be excited like other people, but
Yeah.
so yeah, luckily didn't hear it, didn't see it, thank God.
Every
Uh,
now and then I go out with like a coat hanger and a bunch of chemicals, hoping that I could get turned into the Flash. You know.
but otherwise good. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, all
That's
okay.
good. Yeah, mine's been all right. Just again in London, I was back and forth. Actually, when it was rainstorming today, I was about to jump on the bike, and it was just so torrential that I ended up driving to London today because I just like I couldn't justify being on the bike this morning.
You've got to
Like
do safety first.
yeah, 4 a.m. It was like 4:30 this morning, and it was just like battering
Oh, so you were
windows.
actually lucky because that's when it was at its worst in like Kent or somewhere. I was
Yeah,
looking.
yeah,
I do follow a thunderstorm update on like Facebook so that I know when it's close so I can make sure that I'm prepared
yeah.
um, to like block it out. Yeah, they were saying something like because was moving up from France, I think. So
Okay,
normally we kind of go
so
this way,
sort of
and it
east
was
east
coming
to west.
this
You know,
way.
it comes west
Yeah,
to east. Yeah,
120 lightning flashes per minute.
yeah. Because I've been out there times when it's been like I've been riding the bike and it's been like they said it's like 105 mile per hour winds, 110 mile per hour winds. It's like luckily my bike's heavy and dense, so it like sticks down to
Mm.
the ground. But you know,
Even so, yeah, you were
but
lucky. That I would have been well scared to have been out in any
yeah.
type. Yeah.
All right. So let's jump into the part that makes our hearts go a bit crazy each week, depending on who we get. So this week was one of your friends who provided our top three actor. And who was it? And who did they give us?
So it was one of my besties,
Yeah.
Tina.
Hey, Tina.
Hey Tina, hey Tina Bear. We call her Tina Bear, or T Bear. She's tiny. I don't know why we call her Bear, but it's just probably because it's cute. More not
Yeah.
like a grizzly bear, but like a. Anyway, I digress.
But she has
Um,
the attitude of a grizzly.
yes, she is also an Aries like myself, so
Yeah.
definite bear in there somewhere. She loves her movies. She loves her series. She's another big, Marvel, DC, Star Wars geek. So,
Okay.
um, and she selected for us.
Yes.
I didn't know who she was going to pick actually.
All right.
Um, yeah, but huge plethora of choices.
Yeah. We got
Tom Hanks,
Tom Hanks, the legend,
the legend.
who's been popping out movies for donkey's years.
How many decades do you reckon? Like, I think mine span like 30,
Yeah.
minimum 30.
Yes, I'm thinking at least I remember probably watching a couple of his films when I was like maybe 6 or 7. So I'm guessing he's been putting them out since.
Probably even 40, 50 decades,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah. So that's a big body of work, and he doesn't even look much different.
No, he doesn't. And
Like
he's
he,
so, considering how famous he is and how many movies he's done, he's, although he's rarely played a baddie, right?
yeah,
He's not particularly pigeonholed, I
no,
don't think.
he's again. I'll use that word that we used last week. Whimsical.
Yeah, so crazy. I think we should mention two that we've decided are up
Above
top.
reproach, above ranking, definitely Forrest Gump. That's probably
Yeah,
going to be in everyone's top list. When you give someone, say, pick their top 100, Forrest Gump will probably be in the top 25
yeah,
for
I
most
reckon.
people.
Yeah, it's definitely got to be taken out of the equation.
Yeah. And then,
And
of course, we said,
yeah, one of the most popular franchises of all time,
yeah,
Toy Story.
Toy Story. Definitely. I'd say one and two were fantastic. Three was pretty good. And which one was the one where they brought in Ken? Is that number four?
Yeah, because he's only very briefly, isn't
Yeah.
he? Yeah, yeah.
So I think Keanu Reeves is in it as well, as he plays like I can't remember what
Oh my God, the motorcycle
the
rider,
motorcycle like
Dan or something like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that one was
I did
funny
watch
as
that one
hell.
again recently, actually.
Yeah. Especially Ken, especially when he's like in the scene where he's doing his fashion show.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah, so yeah,
Again,
definitely
adults and
Toy Story definitely made a bunch of childhoods. I think I was
like,
a little bit older, but I'd say maybe I was in my teens when the first one sort of came out anyway. So they were definitely a good watch.
popular is it still with kids?
Yeah. And I
Even
think
kids
there's another one coming
today
out soon.
get Woody and Buzz. I see them around with, little costumes and
Yeah.
toys and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
every kid's got them. You go into like Tesco's or Asda and stuff where they have all the costume section. There's always a Toy Story version somewhere.
definitely.
And seeing as we live in a town where there's a lot of stag do's, I have seen a few times where people dressed as Buzz and Woody. Yeah, and not the adult type.
Oh, so yes, those two are on their own. I've then got my top three, and I'm
Yeah,
going to preface it with, and think you feel the same. Our
yeah,
top three might not be, the highest rated on IMDb. It might not be an incredible film that he has
yeah,
done, he has been in. I've done it purely on the basis of films that I've watched the most
yeah.
over and over again.
You know
Yeah.
that definitely makes sense because again, I'm looking at my list. You know, a lot of people might say like, what might be screaming like, how is that not there? But for me, it is the one that I can watch the most. I can watch it the most often,
Yeah.
and I can think about the times where I was when I was watching them.
Hmm. Definitely. And then I've got 12 honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So,
All
like,
right. So let's start with number three. You can go first. What have you got?
okay. Oh, so my number three, one of my absolute faves,
Yeah.
is Apollo 13.
All right. Yeah, I did. That is a that is a classic. Like
I
that's
love it. Again,
yeah.
there's actually a bit of a theme to mine, which I
Okay.
just realized now.
Are they going to be
So
all in space? Are they?
no, but you will get the theme when I say the other two.
Yeah.
So I loved this. Brilliant cast, so many good actors in there. Um, Based on a true story.
Yeah.
Me and I do like my true stories. And my favorite bit is when they got the diagnosis of one of the astronauts wrong, and they didn't let him go because they thought he was ill, but it was
Yeah.
actually the other one. However, it worked out so perfectly because, like, the cleverest one, I guess,
Yeah.
left behind to help them knew exactly what was going to be in the spacecraft and what they could use and what they couldn't use in order to shut all the power down and conserve it enough so that they could do their,
Yeah.
oh, love
Yeah.
it, mate, love it.
That was a great film. I can't remember how many years that came.
That's
That's
definitely
probably I think I was really young when that came out. When I say really young,
90s.
yeah, definitely
Yeah.
90s.
Yeah.
So my number three could potentially be a lot of people's number ones. And I don't know if it's going to be your number one, but The Green Mile.
Oh, okay, great. Because I had that in my honorable mentions, and I
Okay,
figured that if one of us didn't mention it, we would definitely get some.
yeah, because I think some people would actually put the Green Mile in a realm in the diamond category.
If you were going to say to me we could have had a third one, I would have definitely put that one in there.
Yeah,
But it's so sad that I just can't watch it again. I just
yeah.
can't.
Like it was set obviously early 90s, around like sort of the Great Depression time where things in America were still very strained between the races.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously at the time, obviously the actor who played him, Michael Clark Duncan, was an absolute beast of a man.
Yeah.
So him being like such a gentle giant, which I'm sure
Oh,
there was plenty of people just like him at that time, any accusation could have them like locked up for life or
yeah.
put to death.
Especially with how they found it, with how they
Yeah,
found him. It's like the worst possible wrong place, wrong time
yeah.
ever. Just
And he was
horrible.
and it,
Oh,
yeah, and in it, he
sad
as I
just
said,
thinking about it.
you know, he was a gentle giant. He was
And Tom
kind.
saw that. Tom genuinely, I honestly, genuinely think he believed him. I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I think that's one of the films where he truly, I think they all excelled in their role.
Yeah. Because it
Even
was
like,
a really small area
yeah,
for the movie. And I know they did the flashbacks to what happened, but
yeah,
otherwise it was a very small, and sometimes I think it's not, that's not dangerous to do. Some brilliant films to be done like that, but
yeah,
to be so impactful and then not to be like special effects and rolling countrysides and things like
yeah.
that.
And even like the most despicable characters in it really brought
Oh
a love that you had to the character played by Tom Hanks.
yeah,
It showed that there were people at the time as well who had good hearts and were good people
yeah,
and were just pressured by what was happening around them.
yes.
So
Almost
definitely,
scared to think differently.
yeah, so definitely that film could have placed a lot higher in my list, but in regards to how much I can watch it and not
That's the only reason it wasn't in mine, is because I just I don't want that sadness in my life.
yeah, so in regards
That
to
is
how much I
done.
can watch it, yeah, that will go in as my number three.
Nice. I'm pleased it's in there.
Yeah.
So my number two. Now you might not have thought to watch. I picked Catch Me If You Can. I didn't want to give it away when we were talking earlier.
That is in my honorable mentions. It just looking at his body of work, that one just wouldn't. It just didn't fit in my top three.
True story, though.
True Story,
Story.
him and DiCaprio, like
Oh,
what heavy hitters.
what an incredible! And I appreciate it. Is he's like the DiCaprio is the main guy, right?
Yeah,
But Hanks has still got such a pivotal role in it.
yeah,
And oh God, I just love it. I love how he stuck by what he believed,
yeah,
catch him eventually,
yeah.
just put enough of himself in there. But also how incredible, certainly for the times,
Mhm.
was it Frank, the name of DiCaprio's character?
Uh,
Um,
I can't remember.
anyway, his character just brazen and blatant and but incredible with how he did it. Just the balls on the guy.
It
And then
makes
for
you.
him to end up, you know,
It makes
helping sorry.
you wish you could do it.
Yeah, helping the people
Yeah.
that captured him.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
No, I just think like some actors, when they play like super clever roles, it's almost like, is this person as brilliant as a person as well? Because to be able to embody the smarts and the way, like even when you play a detective and you play like he's just like, you believe he could do that in real life.
Yeah. And again, he's played characters in different decades as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
within the movie, as well as, and so I think to be able to portray how people were at different times is also quite a,
Yeah.
yeah, good skill.
All
So
right. So my number two, like I said, people, I'm basing it on what I can watch potentially over and over again. and where and how this film made me feel at the time, and how bubbly it made me feel. All right, so I'm almost embarrassed to say it. My second film, top favorite film of Tom Hanks, is Splash.
Woo woo. Dude, come on. Daryl Hannah,
Daryl
like,
Hannah at the time, I think.
oh, did everybody want to be her? Yes.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
it was tense. It was
huh?
tense, man.
Yeah, you had John Candy, you had Zach Levy. It was just,
Yeah. Who was the baddie trying to get them? He was famous as
yeah,
well.
Zachary Levy.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so obviously now you see him from American Pie and all those different films, but back then, he was a funny actor,
Yeah.
and it
Oh,
was it was just such a wholesome movie,
and
and
so
like,
different to anything that we'd had.
yeah. So
What
at
other just
one
changing?
point, Jaws made you want to stay away from the water, and then Splash made you want to go towards the water.
I definitely wanted to be a mermaid.
Yeah. And if you watch the film, like I watched it like a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, and it's just like, obviously as a kid, I just saw like the swimming around and all that sort of stuff. As I watched it a bit older, I was like, oh, that's why all the grown men like this film.
Hang in.
Yeah. And she didn't have a shell bikini like
Oh,
Ariel.
so lovely. And
Yeah.
her hair.
Yeah.
Anybody, that is literally, regardless of any magazines or books or anything, that is the hair you think of when you think of mermaid hair.
Yeah. And you think it's like, like is it early sort of rom-com at the time?
Yeah.
Just even though it seems like when she first comes to New York, and then like everyone's just like, what? Who's this naked goddess?
Oh, but she's so sweet and
Yeah.
naive as well, and just the awe in which that, she sees like the tellies and
Yeah.
stuff. Very sweet.
Yeah. So definitely, unfortunately, guys, yeah, for me, Splash is my number two.
It was in my honorable mentions.
Okay, cool. All right.
Hey,
Number one.
fun. Following on from the theme
Yeah.
of real life, true life stories,
Yeah.
give it away. I have chosen Captain Phillips.
That was my honorable mentions, obviously because I am the captain now.
Oh, it is, again, I think I never really thought about real life pirates.
Yeah.
You think pirates, you think, Long John Silver and
Yeah, and
stuff
Blackbeard
like,
and Jack Sparrow.
yeah, which is great and fine.
Yeah.
There absolutely are pirates.
Yeah.
like
I would
this
sometimes watch the
out
YouTube videos, and you just see them like the way they can scale a boat and
there. Yeah, in
open
like
sea.
less than 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was so dangerous and so scary, but he knew what he had to do. He stuck to his protocols. I love the fact that it's a true story and that he got out of there alive.
Yeah.
Just brilliant acting. Yeah.
It was a very intense movie. It was there's a lot of points where you didn't think that they were going to survive this. And then you obviously look at like the motivation for a lot of these pirates. It's just sometimes that's all they can do sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's just, yeah, it was, yeah, I'm not gonna sympathize with pirates, but it was just like the film was very, very intense in a lot of moments.
Yeah.
All right. So my number one is kind of split into a few movies.
Okay.
Dr. Robert Langdon.
Oh.
Obviously, Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, and Inferno.
Yeah, got ya.
I absolutely love these films because
I think I've only seen the first. I think I've only seen the Da Vinci Code.
because when you obviously I love to look into like history and all sorts of different things, and the fact that this one was like a lot of it, some of it was based around religion, the cradle of life, just all these sort of secret orders, and
because that's a big
so,
deal in some countries, right?
Yeah, and so much like code breaking, and to me it was just
code break.
Yeah, to me to be that clever and and obviously to be able to read through signs, look at art, and see like the little clues that were left behind. Like to me, I absolutely love those films. I
Do
can
they
watch them.
follow on? Are they all linked to each other?
They're all sort of linked. So obviously he does flow in between the three.
Yeah.
But like the first one is more like the cradle of life. You've got like that crazy Silas guy who beats himself with that metal whip.
Oh,
I
weirdo.
think yeah, he's crazy. And obviously there's a second one we sort of go into the Vatican and they let him down into like the secret chambers. And it's just mental because I'd love to. Obviously, I don't know if I'd be allowed to, but it's something you'd want to the hidden secrets of Earth,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
to be able to like he's finding his way through them, and he can read the signs and like just know what's going on.
Yeah, it would be a cool to like skill knowledge
Yeah,
to.
and he goes to like Paris, he goes to all these places, and it's just like ancient history just opens up in front of his eyes, and he knows what he's seeing and what he's looking at. So yeah, for me, Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Inferno. I know they're three different films, but they all kind of link
I
in that Darren Brown
they were
sort.
together. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're my number ones.
And we
So
had crossovers.
yeah, we have no crossovers. So honorable mentions.
Yes. I've got more than you.
You've got more than me, so I'll say what mine were.
Okay.
One of mine was Big. I
Yes, same.
absolutely love Big.
Yeah. Had to be in there.
You know, obviously they made other iterations like 13 going on 30, and they've got a few other ones, but yeah,
Yeah.
Big was like
Big's the one though, isn't
was
it?
the one. And then I had Castaway.
Also in mine. Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
And I also had have you seen the new Elvis movie?
No.
So this is the one time he plays quite an antagonistic character.
Is he like
So
the agent?
he's like the agent, yeah, who really like sort of screws Elvis over a bit.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's very manipulative in regards to Elvis's family and things that Elvis wanted to do and how he wanted to be outside the box. Tom Hanks really embodied this character of like this kind of like despicable agent.
Oh.
And I think without that agent, I think Elvis is huge, but without this agent could have potentially been even more massive than he
Oh
was.
gosh. Okay. I mean, he was pretty damn big.
Pretty damn big. So imagine like this guy who's holding him back and only letting him sort of perform in like North America and stuff like that. If Elvis was allowed to tour the world like he wanted to,
Mm,
or go to Europe and different places, it would have
yeah.
been insane.
Wowzers.
But then Elvis has a catalog of music that spans generations. I can't think of it, apart from maybe now this current generation, there aren't many people who don't know an Elvis song
Yeah.
or have heard some iteration of his music.
Or still have such an impact if in terms of what do they call it when someone like mimics them?
Yeah. So like
You know?
his moves or his like
Yeah.
mannerisms. So what's some of your honorable mentions?
Oh, so Saving Private Ryan had to
Oh
be
yeah.
in.
Yeah, Matt
Yeah,
Damon.
I can watch a good, war movie, but I don't tend to watch them again.
Yeah.
But very highly rated, so kind of had to be in there. Oh, another true story. Oh, Sully, loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah.
So again, true story of him landing the plane in the whatever the river was, massive river.
Mm.
Then the American board coming and saying, even though everybody survived, you shouldn't have done it. You could have turned around and not risked everybody. And
Yeah.
you have no idea. And I loved it so much because they were so against him. And then they did all these simulators to try and prove to everybody. And then he just says a couple of things and says, no, you've got to take into account thinking time. Not
Yeah.
they know what's coming, but give them, I don't know, 13 seconds or something.
Yeah.
Process it. And then it all goes to shit and they never make it. And then everyone's like, oh my God, he's a hero.
Exactly.
Love it.
I'm not sure if I've seen this one. Is this the one where he plays the pilot who landed that plane in the Hudson River?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, so good.
I know the true story, but I don't think I've seen the film.
Really good, really good. Then I'm not going to go through any of the ones that you've done. couple of old schoolies. Philadelphia, I
Oh
think from
yeah, with him and
time.
obviously Denzel Washington, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And we didn't give it an honorable
No, we
mention
didn't. Yeah.
last time, so I think it had to be done this time. Brilliant movie. Turner and Hooch,
Yes, I had that.
childhood,
I just didn't mention it. Yeah, Tony Hooch. That was that was well funny. That's the first time that you
right?
sort of saw like the buddy cop dog thing.
Yeah, yeah. And just super adorable,
Yeah,
They were big, I mean, even now they're quite big for
yeah.
kids. Yeah, really
Yeah,
love
Turner
that.
Hooch was funny back in the day.
And just three more. Sorry, the list was huge.
Yeah, go on.
Saving Mr. Banks, I really
Oh yeah,
like.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, and I get it's definitely not a film for everybody. It is a drama of, again, something that did actually happen, but it's a lovely story.
Yeah.
Um, with Emma Thompson. So yeah, if you get a chance, I don't know, Sunday afternoon or something,
Yeah.
it's a lovely film. Lovely
Okay,
film.
I'll check that out.
Bridge of Spies, again,
The
I think
Spies, yeah, old school. Yeah.
story. Maybe he likes it as much as me. And then lastly, I think another true story, The Terminal.
Oh yes, The Terminal actually was
Was it a true story?
directed by one of my clients.
No way. The same one that we mentioned before.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, no,
cool.
no, another one.
Oh,
Another one.
all right. Famous client base.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he directed that, and it's funny in his office he's got like the huge like, sort of like cutout of that they got from the set sort of thing.
hmm
Yeah,
And I'm so sorry, my sister will kill me if I don't mention this just one more, and you might not have heard of it, but it has got Gina Davis in it. Another lady, I think her name's Lottie something. It was a baseball movie about women's baseball. So again, based on a true story, and
yeah,
he's one of the coaches, and it's called A League of Their Own. It's about
yeah.
baseball.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. So
Yeah, where the women
another
compete
one where I'll have to
against
put down
the
on the list,
men.
and I might have to do like a Tom Hanks month.
Yeah, seriously. It's a great film. I really enjoy it. I love a sports film,
Yeah,
that.
you do. Yeah.
And this is obviously like a sports film, but also, girl power as
Yeah.
well.
All right. Well, that's another one down. Another one bites the dust for top three, and obviously Tom Hanks, great body of work, has provided us years and years of entertainment. You've given me a few that I need to go back to the drawing board and watch.
Yeah.
But I said I'm happy with my top three. Like I said, those ones are ones that just stick with me, however long going forward. Obviously, I had the Green Mile. Could be some people's favorite, could be like untouchable. But we did put, two in there already. Splash, embarrassing, but I don't care. That film for me is a staple for me.
Yeah.
And I could watch that. Like I said, I watched it I could like a month ago. I could watch it whenever, it's just it's like watching Friends.
It is a lovely film. And there's
Yeah.
so many ups and downs in it as well. Like, it's horrible when she's in the tank.
Tank, yeah.
Oh, that's like an ET moment when she's in
Yeah.
the tank.
It's like, come on, like Free Willy, what in a stupid but
Yeah.
obviously,
She's dying. Stop
yeah,
making her die.
yeah. And then obviously I had number one was the Da Vinci Code and that sort of trilogy, Angels and Demons and Inferno.
FYI, I love how varied your top three was. I mean, they're
Yeah.
very, very different films.
Well, it was like heartache, lovely, whimsical, and then
Uh,
like
Mine, all based on true stories.
yeah,
Didn't even think about it at the time, but
Catch Me If You
Apollo
Can.
13,
Yeah,
Catch Me If You Can, and Captain Phillips.
yeah, brilliant list you got there. So everyone, make sure you go to the comment section and let us know what your top three Tom Hanks movies are. All right, so moving on. What have you been watching this week?
I have been watching sport.
Okay.
Yeah. So last time we spoke, I had the second to last Bournemouth home game.
Yeah.
Amazing. We won 3-0. It was absolutely awesome. Apart from the fact that Semenyo got injured at the end, and I
Yeah.
think he's out for the rest of the season, which is devastating because had literally just come into his own.
Yeah.
Fan favorite, really impactful. So super hoping that
But it's always that point of the year now where it's just like your last few
three, 4
weeks.
Yeah.
And
But
then
then
this year you've got, sorry to interrupt, this year you've got obviously the Euros coming up.
Yes.
And then in between that is going to be the over 35s World Cup.
What?
Yeah. So classic players, as long as the rules are, as long as you're over 35, I think it's like 8 countries, and they're going to play for like the over
Are we
35.
included?
Huh?
Are we included in that?
Yeah, we are. So I think
I
it's
had no
England,
idea.
France,
That's hilarious.
Germany, Italy. I know Brazil is in it, and Argentina.
I mean, there's going to be some good players in there.
Oh yeah.
They might be retired, a lot of them, but there's going to be some cracking players.
Like the French squad alone, like Thierry Henry, Zidane, Desailly, Fabian Barthez,
Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, and then England gonna have like Gary Pallister, Ian Wright.
Wayne Rooney maybe might play.
Yeah.
Imagine if Shearer and Lineker were like
They can play. They can all play.
Ian Wright.
Yeah, Wayne Rooney. All of them can be in there. I think Steve McManaman is going to be the captain for the English football club. So it's going to be.
That's so much fun. I didn't realize that.
I think it's great. I'd love to see some of the old like giants return.
Definitely.
And just see like the ones who have remained in shape and the ones who are like gave up football and they're like super rotund.
Yeah, it's because there's a definite. You've got the likes of Shearer and Lineker who have done a very good job of looking after themselves into their 50s.
Yeah.
And others may not so much, and that's fine. Everybody's different.
But as long as they still got their first touch. Because I remember even look back at it a couple of years ago, I saw like even like Matt Letizia, who used to play for like Southampton. He's a lot bigger than he was.
Never really fit, was he? But just great at what he did.
Oh my God, his dead balls, his free kicks were like.
Yeah. Don't have to run for 20 minutes to do that.
No. So back to what you were saying about the about Bournemouth.
So football, amazing. So we've only got one home game left. We're away this weekend to Arsenal. Yes, we're probably going to lose, but I'm okay with that because I actually want Arsenal to win the league and not City.
Because Arsenal are on form at the moment. Apart from the obviously Champions League was a bit.
They always do this. Yeah. But looking forward to the last home game. Snooker World Championships in Sheffield has been on, as you know. That's my second love.
Yeah.
Ronnie went out, gutted, and the semi-finals have just started this evening. One of those 4 people has won it before, back in like 2015 or something. So potentially, if he doesn't make it, and he is playing amazingly, Bingham, we could have a brand new one.
Okay.
Which would be really cool for the history books. So I will definitely be watching it still, even though Ronnie's not playing. And European gymnastics is on. It was the men last weekend and it's the women this weekend. So
I might tune in this weekend then.
Loving it. Yeah, I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah.
Just as well the weather's shit.
Yeah. All right. So my week, I'm trying to think of what I've been watching. Obviously, I've been watching season 2 of Big Mouth, which I just find it so interesting. I do enjoy Big Mouth.
Yeah.
Like
it's like a lovely breath of fresh air of like just being honest.
Yeah, and I've even like recommended it to a few people I see, like some of my clients, say whose kids are about to become teenagers. I'm like, just let them watch this because like I'm sure they see all kinds of crap on like TikTok and all their social medias, but watching this might give them some insight into like what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So other than that, I sat down and fully watched Rebel Moon 1 and 2.
I've not done the second one yet.
And
Part 2.
Controversial opinion.
Oh.
Rebel Moon is 100 times better than Dune.
Oh, okay. I really enjoyed the first one. I'm looking forward to watching the second one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Dune fans, but Zack Snyder.
Hating on Dune for
Zack Snyder, because obviously the two just sort of have similar like tropes about them. It's post-apocalyptic, like futuristic world, and One to me is just like a really passive aggressive, like very soft, like world. And the other is like there's action, there's a story, it makes you want to know what's happening next. Like Ed Screen, who plays like
People die that you don't expect to die.
yeah,
Like
Ed
you think
Screen,
someone's going to be a big character in it, and then oh, bye! You've had 7 seconds of
yeah,
screen time.
like Ed Screen is excellent in it as the main bad guy. Um, the main heroine or hero is Cora. Like
Yeah,
I put her, if you put her next to Charlemagne's character in Dune, she will batter him.
she is really cool. She is.
Yeah, and I just feel like
I love the name Cora.
yeah,
I don't know why? I just really like it.
it's quite a cool name, isn't it?
Yeah, I
And
think I've liked all of the characters that have been called that in other movies. I think I've always liked
yeah,
them. So yeah.
I think there's an animation called Legend of Korra. I'm not sure that I haven't
Ah.
seen that yet. It's on my list on Netflix. Like my Netflix is like has like full of like animations and mangas and stuff like that.
I was
And
thinking Last of the Mohicans, the younger daughter is
yeah,
called Cora. Oh, insanely one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah.
so like don't mix the two films up in like the Rebel Moon 1 and 2, but like every character
Was
is in
two
is
as good
beautiful.
as one?
2 is fantastic. It's
Okay.
still it carries on. It's like to me, edge of the seat, you don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
Like Ed Screen's character is so meticulously evil. He wants to push their agenda. He holds no quarter. Like, he could say one thing, but he's definitely going to do another. You know,
Yep.
and I like the fact that obviously you've only seen the first one and it's been out for a while, where he like the ending, it sets you up for what to come next.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Oh
when I,
yeah, you did. Oh yeah. You
whereas
didn't like that. You were like, what?
yeah, whereas watch
About
June
you?
and I'm like, I don't care if it takes 10 years for another one to come out. Then you roll into the next movie of like Rebel Moon, whatever happens, you haven't seen it, but whatever happens. Excellent like combat scenes, lots of
Good.
feeling. You get to see,
Some cute
uh,
droids.
yeah, and then it's like when that one ends, it's like, oh my God, there has to be another one.
It's got to be a
Please
third.
give me another one and make it fast. Whereas at the end of June, I was like, okay, cool.
Oh,
So
yeah.
obviously, I think that I have seen the conversation.
Controversial.
Yeah, I have seen the conversation raised, but to me, Rebel Moon is leaps and bounds above June.
I will look forward to the second one.
Yeah, because I know you're a June lover, but it's just like
It's just beautiful. They
don't get
are
me wrong.
beautiful movies.
It's
Yeah.
a lovely
It would be
film.
boring if we all loved the same stuff, wouldn't it?
Exactly, it
As
is
long
a
as we
lovely
like some
film in
of the
regards
same
to like
things.
yeah. So when you're watching it and you're seeing like the atmosphere, the sand, you know the tribes, the interaction between the tribes, the different abilities that they have.
Yeah.
It's really that's really cool. But like in regards to when I watch something that's gonna like go on more than one, two, three, four movies, I want you to make me want to come back to
Yeah. Point me in the direction
yeah.
of
So it doesn't have to
it,
be
please.
action like start to finish, but there has to be like feelings. There has to be characters that are introduced that are gonna like that I want to do well or you want to see their demise.
Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely whatever you haven't seen it yet, but it'll make you look forward to if there's another one after that.
Oh, good. Good.
Other than that, what I have watched, because I was getting a lot of recommendations, I had a couple of people pushing me towards a certain show, and I don't really watch shows like this because like you tend to watch a lot of like a bit of everything, and it's like you have like with me, I'm quite set, and then I do like to dip into different different programs.
Yeah.
This one for me was very, what's the word? It hit me in the gut quite a bit. Not because it's something I'm
Okay.
going through, but because as I've got older, I do look into mental health a lot more. And I do try to be more patient with people around me.
Yeah.
And then, so the film I was watching was Baby Reindeer. Not
Ah,
film, TV
I've
series.
heard
Sorry, it's
so
a
much about
series.
it.
And it is like it's very intense in regards to how the story unfolds, and it is a true story.
It's a stalker story, right?
Yeah. So the main guy who take plays the role is the person it happened to in real life.
Ah, yes. Do you know what? I saw on like Instagram or something as well. There was a lady who was like, everyone keeps saying I'm the person, like I'm the lady, but oh, I'm not. But then she goes into like that she did know him when she said she didn't and
Yeah, yeah. So
stuff.
apparently the internet found her already, who she
Yeah.
is, but they haven't found there is a character who assaults the main guy quite a few times and in very like disturbing ways, and he hasn't been found yet. But he's
Mm, okay.
potentially supposed to be quite high up in TV and film.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and as you watch the show, you'll sort of like see that the mental health of the main guy is seriously warped, and
Because of the situation?
because of the situation and things that may have yeah, because of things that happened to him prior.
Yeah.
It doesn't go back to him as a child, but in his it starts. I think the story is based in his early 20s,
Okay.
and early 20s. You just come out your teens. You're still very impressionable. You still don't really know who you are as a person very much in your early 20s, and if certain things happen to you, it makes you sort of question everything.
Hmm.
Like I said, it's you haven't seen it yet, but as each sort of episode goes by, you kind of you're kind of like on his side a lot of the time, but then a lot of the time you're almost bringing it on yourself,
Ooh, okay.
and the character who stalks him is, it's very scary. Like there's moments where
Does she have mental health problems?
oh, most definitely.
Yeah.
And you think she's lying, but when you find out that it's a true story, everything she said to him was true, and all the things that happened to her
Yeah.
were true, or things that she caused to other people, problems she caused for other people
Oh,
were,
okay. Oh,
were
I
true.
have to
And
do that on my 4 days off then.
yeah, and it makes you think like where you have to makes you think about how you've treated people in your life
Mm,
and how the effects of, even if you don't think you're being horrible, or you don't think, a lot of people are governed by, self-interest,
yeah.
and then just think like, how you make other people feel, or what the long-term effects of those actions can cause.
Mm,
And this lady, I didn't have much patience for her, because I know in my personal life I had someone about 6 months of someone like stalking me, and
and
I don't know if stalking's no, I'd say yeah, stalking's pretty the right
they're
word.
following stuff that you're doing and following you, then yeah. If they
Yeah,
know everything that's happening and yet you're not the one telling them,
yeah,
safely say.
yeah. Luckily, it didn't get like crazy, like physical or anything like that. But it was more like it was getting to a point where I had two friends that I used to send every message and email that I would get. I would send them to these two friends, so that I always had like backup and like
Yeah,
witnesses of what was happening.
yeah.
Because it was like a situation of how many times can you say go away? How many times can you block? How many email addresses does this person have? How many telephones do they have?
Have
So
they finally left you alone?
they did. They did after a while. It took a long time because even after they left me alone, there was still, every few months there was still the odd like message that would come up off a random phone or an
Mm.
email or pages. Like I had Facebook pages for like different businesses that had like pages that I might not have used for ages. I'll see a message pop up and they're like, "Oh, hi, just checking and wanted to see if you're how you're doing." It's just like, "Hey, man."
No.
Yeah, so that part of
Okay.
I related with him in that part, but the thing is, I never egged it on.
Yeah, yeah. And I appreciate for some people it's hard if what the other person is saying is about harming themselves or something. If you don't talk to them or you don't see them, then it's so much harder for the person being stalked to then not contact them or something,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I get the part where you sometimes have to, when they go they threaten something and then they
Mm.
go cold turkey and you're like, oh my God, if
Yeah.
something bad's
Has it
happened to them,
happened? Yeah.
if someone's gonna come to me and be like, oh, if you just like
No.
listened to them or if you just spoken to them, this wouldn't have happened. I'm like, oh God.
Yeah, and nobody should put that on any other person ever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it is a it's a tough series to watch.
Hmm.
I think it's tough for anyone because then, like I said, you do look at all the relationships that you've had within your life, and then you think to yourself like, how could you handle that better? I think if you're 20, watch this. If you're 30, maybe when you're 30, if it's still there, watch it again. And then if you're 40, watch it again, and then just sort of look back and how you would how obviously you change as a person as you get older, and you just look at how you react to certain situations.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it's I would recommend it to
Yeah,
to
worth a
people to
watch.
see, and
How many episodes do you remember?
I believe 7.
Okay.
Yeah,
30
so
minutes, 60 minutes,
yeah, they're
45?
about I'd say they're between 30 to 40 minute
Yeah.
per episode,
Yeah.
so you can get through it quite quickly.
I mean, I could do it in the morning, so that's
Yeah, you
fine.
could. Yeah,
Just
yeah,
get a
I'm working from home.
cuppa.
Just move the mouse a little bit. Yeah. Other than that, haven't really. Yeah, that's all that's all I've watched. Really, like I said, it's taken that kind of that show sort of I won't say it took its toll on me, but it did make me
Some
feel.
additional headspace, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching a bit more Big Mouth to sort of shake that out of the brain.
Yeah, yeah. Get on something nicer.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that that person who used to stalk me isn't watching this, and
Mm.
she might be.
Yeah, same, same. How did you
But anyway, so let's move on to screenshots.
know?
All right,
What you
so
got for this week? What
the
you picked?
first one was I came up with was Airbnb have launched these theme-based properties that you can stay at. One is the Up House,
Oh.
and from what I've seen, they actually lift it up on a crane. So I don't know the
Oh, so you're
logistics.
actually like in the air.
Yeah. So I don't really know the logistics of if they keep you in the air because you don't know, a bunch of people might get there, they'll be really drunk and all of a sudden open the front door. And then, but
Yeah, how do the logistics of that work?
so I'm hoping a part of it is maybe they lift you up on the crane, you're up in the air, have a great time, and then they lower you down again. But
Wow.
it looks really, really good. And the other one, I want to stay here. I've seen a couple people who have been to visit already. It's the X-Men Xavier Institute. They've turned that into an Airbnb property where you can stay.
No way.
Could you imagine? Like I've seen some videos of people walking around it, and they have like the danger room. They have like the bedrooms of Wolverine. They have Jubilee. They have Gambit, and it's just like it looks like a lot of the property looks like it's drawn inside.
Yeah.
I wouldn't leave. They'd have to call the police to kick me out.
It's such a good idea, though, isn't it?
It's a fantastic idea, especially now with like X-Men 97 come out. You're gonna get a whole new group of people wanting to watch the TV show.
Yeah.
Kids are gonna be like, oh, talking to their parents about it, and next thing you know, you could be taken here for like your birthday or something like that. It's fantastic. And like, you think about how many other sort of things could they do, like other theme places.
Yeah.
You can have like the Addams Family house, or
Yeah.
where else? Where's what other iconic? Well, obviously, they could obviously the Home Alone house would be the most epic.
Yeah. God, you could almost do anything.
Yeah, Avengers Tower.
Yes, really like high tech, sort of feel to it.
Somewhere that has like a mixture of like a DC version. So like one room's like
Did you say the Batcave?
yeah, one room's like the Batcave. Next room's like Metropolis or something like that, and it'd be it'd be fantastic.
I reckon it is somewhere like Dubai.
Yeah.
I reckon there's probably like a whole row of them or something.
No, but I think that's a great idea. I can't wait to see many more pop up, and then I think I need to figure out how I'm going to get a holiday to the X Mansion.
Yeah. Yeah, that would
I'm
be
guessing that
wonderful.
once that goes fully live, they're going to be
It'll be
booked
like
out.
2 years before
Yeah.
you can book
Yeah,
in.
like
Yeah.
a 5-year waiting list. By the time I get there, the roof's going to be blown off or something. All right. Next screenshot was one I saw where it said that Robert Pattinson was deemed the second worst Batman portrayal, which to me was insane.
Yeah, he was a great Batman.
He was a
He was
great Batman.
wonderful. And if anything, for me, he has got the biggest area to grow into the character,
Yeah.
and we will watch him grow into it. It's almost like they've done it on purpose. I love it.
Because I think with him, his Batman was obviously when I first saw he was getting a role, obviously I was a bit scared.
But he's a fantastic actor.
He's a great actor.
People just haven't seen him in anything other than fucking Twilight.
Yeah. And I even watched, I even went and watched it I watched his movie in concert, which was fantastic with the live orchestra.
Oh, lovely.
Which was so good. It was epic.
It makes such a difference, doesn't it? The music is just so impactful.
Yeah. So for me, if I had to rate him, he wouldn't be at the bottom. Not at all. So let's try it. So let's go from like, I think put Kevin Conroy, obviously, because he does more of the animations and he done like the games. I'll put him like top 3. I'll put him in like a special category, but he can't be judged. Should
we also put West in there because he's so far removed from the other Batmen? It's almost like they just, Conroy and West should just be in their own section.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's fairer,
That's only fair for Adam West for me.
None of the others wear tights with their fucking underpants on, do they? So, or run in and pick up the red phone like.
Yeah.
So
all right.
Cheesy but wonderful. So
it's only fair that Adam West gets put in a special category
with Robin.
He definitely was special.
And it was so popular though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like he was still doing amazing.
Because obviously no one had any live action sort of superheroes, and he was just. And at that time, he was there, So I'm not gonna lie, I did watch it.
Pow, bam! I mean, that was probably cutting edge for the time, right?
Yeah. So obviously, me and my granddad used to watch it all the time. So I'll put him in a special category. We won't allow him to be judged in this because I know where I'd put him if we were. But
yeah.
All right. So obviously, out of all the other ones, I guess we have Val Kilmer. We have Michael Keaton. We have
George Clooney.
We have Affleck, and we have Bale.
Yeah.
And then we have Patterson.
Fucking hell. Right. For me, I think Clooney has to go at the bottom.
Right at the bottom. He really, I tried to blank his films from my mind, but he
They
did play
just
the
didn't have the. I appreciate it was a point in time, right? And it was still popular,
yeah.
but that isn't what we want
No,
from Batman.
because
We
don't forget
don't
that
want
still
that.
came out. Yeah, that still came after Batman, Batman Returns, and Batman Forever. Batman was it Batman Forever? Batman Forever. Yeah. So Kilmer killed it. Did a great job. Did a good job.
A very good Batman's not my
But
favorite.
it was
I'd
his
probably
one that
put him
started.
above.
Yeah, it was his one that started to turn the tide because obviously where they had Jim Carrey and
Oh yes, it's the Riddler.
what's his name? Sorry guys, mine's gone.
Penguin guy.
Tommy Lee
Oh
as
yes,
Two-Face.
face. Yeah,
That was very animated, very colorful,
yeah.
very colorful, but it was still watchable. There was
Mm,
still like a Dark Knight element where Batman wasn't like this, wasn't making too many jokes, wasn't like, the
yeah.
good suit
It
sort of
wasn't as
thing.
brooding, super serious.
Yeah. So I'll
Yeah,
say, if anything, I'd put Clooney at the bottom,
yeah.
barely scrapes in there. I'd probably put Adam West above him if Adam West was in the category.
I'm gonna put Kilmer above him because I don't watch his films.
Yeah.
I've
So
never
Kilmer,
really
yeah.
watched what he
I
did.
put Kilmer just above that.
Yeah,
Now it starts to get tough.
it does. It's really hard.
I would go, I think I would put Patterson,
Hmm.
unfortunately, in that
I
next
mean, we
spot.
haven't got a lot to go on, right? We have only got that one.
Yeah.
And so for room to move,
Yeah. So I
yeah,
put Patterson
okay.
above that, which, really, when like I said, it was a surprise when he got announced. Great film when it came out.
Yeah,
Love the
did
detective
really
side
well.
of it. But I would have preferred him to be Batman Beyond because he's younger, has a much more
Yeah,
slender frame. I think he would have made a great Batman Beyond.
yeah.
Then above that, so we still have
Affleck, Keaton, and
Bale,
Bale. Oh, this is tough because are we doing it on the film or are we doing it on actual Batman?
actual
How
Batman,
we like
actual
the
Batman, and
Batman?
the film, the films like those three. You know what? I'm gonna put Affleck next. He was a, at first again, I wasn't too sure about him as
Yeah,
Batman,
yeah.
but he has the size, he has the ruggedness, he
Hmm.
has this presence, and
Seriousness.
he played that sort of old man, not old man Batman, but older Batman
Older,
who's
yeah.
seasoned, and
And he's looking. He's like he's the leader, right? Even though Superman is always like, mm-mm.
yeah, yeah,
He's looking out for them all, right? Because I appreciate for him it's very Justice League driven, whereas the others aren't.
yeah,
They're a lot more just Batman. So
yeah, yeah.
I think he was playing like a slightly different role. So yeah, I'm not upset
Yeah,
about
he's definitely the seasoned vet Batman who's been through a lot of been through a lot. This is the first time they showed that Batman had lost Robin
that.
in this version, so he was a lot more brutal.
Yeah.
So I'd say I'd put him third in this
Hmm.
one. Now the last two, very tough,
So tough. Are you
and
gonna
on
go
this
Bale
one,
Keaton?
yeah, Bale and
Yeah,
Keaton.
I think I'm gonna. In that order, I reckon. Do you
You're gonna
think?
put Keaton number one, are you?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, I don't know. It's so
Oh,
hard. He was fantastic, wasn't he? It was
he was
just
great.
so long ago, but
It was so long ago. He was the first real iteration of the Batman you wanted to see.
yeah. And he was a great Bruce Wayne as well as a great Batman, so he fit, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. I
Uh,
think just because he did a good Bruce and Batman,
yeah.
whereas Bale was a great Batman, but the Bruce was a little bit behind.
Just narky Bruce, wasn't he? I was
Yeah,
always a bit annoyed when he was Bruce.
yeah. He's like his version of Batman of Batman and Bruce. He hated being that, but he hated being Bruce.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas I don't
So
think Bruce always hated being Bruce.
yeah, and
So
then he could play both. He could play both sides.
yeah,
So because even Affleck played quite a good Bruce as well.
Yeah, he wasn't
So
hateful, was he? He just
yeah,
he did it because he knew that's what had to be done in order to maintain.
yeah. So Bale's version would want to be Batman all day long, just wear the suit all day long. Could get
Yeah.
quite smelly, but hey. So you're right. Bale number two, Keaton hasn't been. Yeah, he's number one.
Yeah. And I know for a lot of people, they'd be like, oh, and I'm like, no, go back, just watch it. I appreciate it's a lot older, but he was so good. He's actually still who, and I was almost trying to do it as when someone says Batman to me, who do I immediately think of?
Yeah,
And I do actually think it's him. And I don't know why, because I've watched all the other ones a lot more recently and a lot more often, but
yeah,
there is something, yeah, he really did
yeah.
move it to the right place.
The look in his eyes. Yeah, I think Keaton. Yeah, number one. So
Whew.
that's the order. That's the order. All right. So
Solid, I think. I'd be interested other
yeah.
people's
So
opinion.
everyone, please, viewers, give us your list of out of those six of Clooney, Kilmer, Affleck, Bale, Keaton,
Patterson and
and
Keaton.
did I miss one?
Patterson and
And
Keaton.
Patterson, yeah, as well. Give us like your list of where you would rank them from worst to best.
It's tough.
And obviously, we all know I love Batman. You love Batman.
I love Batman.
I haven't based my work
I haven't
logo.
had to use my batarang on
Yeah,
anybody yet, but it's
yeah.
there just in case.
I haven't based my work logo on the
I
bat
know I was
symbol.
thinking of that earlier. I was like, oh, is this a new thingy?
Yeah. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I've been Clinton.
And I'm Debbie.
Yeah. So please, obviously, go through. Please send us your top three Tom Hanks movies. We'd love to know them. Rank the Batman, and also let us know what you thought of. If you've seen Baby Reindeer, let us know what you think. And also, what's better, Rebel Moon or Dune? All right.
I wonder how outnumbered you are.
Yeah.
Maybe not, maybe not.
All right, everyone. You take care of yourselves. Remember to follow us on all socials. That's X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or the same thing, X and Twitter. Yeah, same thing. I say it every week. And also listen to us on Spotify, and we're on YouTube where you'll see the video. All right. Everyone be good. And if you can't be good, be the best at being bad. Bye.